become a monster. The man's name is Kafka. He was an ordinary cleaner. Because of an accident, he turned into a monster. As a result, it became the target that the defense team had to eliminate. Fortunately, he regained his human form at the critical moment. Dodged a bullet. Since then, 3 months passed. On the TV news, Kafka is described as one of the most important people who have been involved in the war since the establishment of the Defense Corps. The first monster to escape. For this reason, he was officially named Monster 8, intended to remind the public of its dangers. Because only a monster with astonishing destructive power. Only then can you be qualified to name it with numbers. Before starting work, colleagues chatted while watching the news. Lionel, who knew the truth, looked solemn. Although after returning to the hospital, patients who were treated as asylum and muddled through. But this time it still made a big fuss. Leno thought to himself, couldn't help but have a headache. At this moment, the superior beside him stopped Lionel. He took out 2 envelopes. I hope Leno will be transferred to the morning shift. Workers who have already gone to the scene. Kafka, after officially registering for the defense team in the envelope, notice of passing the first written test. Lionel was overjoyed, immediately rushed to the scene. Senior passed the first test. But Kafka had a monster head on his head, sitting on the corpse of a fish and beast, leisurely eating a lunchbox. Doesn't that completely expose? Lionel flew in panic, kicked Kafka to the ground. Do you have any idea what's going on? To hide the secret, Lionel's stress has increased during this period. But the client Kafka was not worried at all. That'll be fine. He touched it with his hand. In an instant, my face changed back in half. Isn't this changing back? You were just talking about the news. Please be conscious. Leno continued to roar. After that, he issued a qualification notice. But Kafka was surprisingly calm. This made Lionel curious. Kafka's expression. He despised passing the exam every time. She was eliminated in the second round of physical tests. Leno then reminded Kafka, if you continue taking the test in this body, if exposed, he will be executed on the spot. Even so, I still want to participate. Looking into the distance at the recruitment advertisement. Huge photo of childhood sweethearts. Kafka said seriously, for myself who is already 32 years old. This is the real last chance. Then we'll be competitors in the future. Understand Kafka's determination. Leno spoke of encouragement. This is the friendship between men. Unfortunately, the next second, Kafka, who could not unscrew the bottle cap, exerted a little force. The whole person instantly transformed into a monster posture. It made Lionel want to retract his speech. I'll hide well in formal occasions. Kafka hugged Lionel's thigh and begged. Leno said angrily, if something really goes wrong, he's not gonna help you. Then he turned and left. After Lionel leaves, Kafka cried out excitedly, because only if you lose the election. He is too shameless to be a senior. This time we must avenge our previous humiliation. After 10 days, the second round of selection tests for the defense team officially begins. Kafka drives a cleaning company car, bringing Lionel to the venue. This is also the base of the third force of the defense force. Lionel, who was here for the first time, see the magnificent buildings with the ubiquitous security team. A little nervous. If you transform in a place like this, you will be killed instantly. He quickly reminded Kafka, but Kafka clasped his fists. It's no use showing fear. At this moment, a pleasant voice came from behind him. Uncle, I'm talking to you. Leno reminded Kafka to look back. Is putting on a dirty face. Say yes, it's just that your uncle reacted so slowly. Are you a moron? Are you talking about me? Immediately said angrily that he was only 32 years old. Isn't that the uncle? The girl's words left Kafka speechless. Turns out that Kafka's car occupied space, so the girl hoped that he could move. Looking at the parking lot full of empty spaces, Kafka was furious, but not just stop, but the girl said she wanted to park there, because 55 is his lucky number today. A silly little girl. What's your ass? Let me teach you how to write the word polite. Faced with a furious Kafka, the girl showed no fear. Just sigh and forget it. I'll do it myself. I saw him pull open his collar, took off his coat. Show your fragrant shoulders without hesitation. Kafka took a closer look. Under the girl's coat, wearing a dress, the same armor as the defense team. The girl grabs the noodles. A gentle push. The 4 wheels suddenly soared into the sky. His seemingly petite body, with only one hand, he lifted Kafka's cart. The next second, the girl waved gently. Xiaomian was thrown out with a whoosh. This is a company car. Kafka widened his eyes. Give. Are you? Faced with Leno's questioning, the girl clapped her hands. For Bo's Chikalu, interest is hunting monsters. Remember this, Sizagong. Lionel suddenly felt like he had never heard of this name before. Suddenly Chikalu took a step forward, said to Kafka, Uncle, you seem to smell like a monster.